Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm talking about my worst books of 2022. Now I don't have as many as I do in my best books video because I'm super picky about what I choose to read. Like I will not read a book unless I think I will love it. Unfortunately these slipped through the cracks and I don't want anyone to get super offended because most of these books are super popular TikTok books, but they were bad, so we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so first let's start with the book that I have physical copies of. The first book was everywhere when I was in England. Like it was everywhere, it was all over the airport. I was like, I have to buy this. It is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackey. Basically it's about a girl that has a vengeance. She goes along and just kills all of her family members. That's what this book is about. Sounds super fun and super interesting to me. It was so bad, like it was just so boring. I was just praying that it would be over, and it's only 350 pages. With the book that I like to read, that's not bad. This is an average book. It was so horrible. Like it was just so long and boring, and like the first kill was really interesting and then it just wasn't original anymore after that. So don't waste your time. There's nothing like super interesting that happened in this book, and I just don't like the writing style. I just didn't like this book. Saves your time. The next book, oh my god, don't be mad. It is November 9th by Colleen Hoover. This book is trash. The premise is so interesting though. It's about Fallon and Ben, and they meet each other and decide to only meet once a year on November 9th, and they can't stay in contact other than November 9th is when they meet, and that sounds really interesting and fun, but it's just so manipulative at the end because Ben and Fallon are the worst couple you'll ever meet because Ben's a horrible person and you get to find that out, and it's just not good. Like, why is there a happy ending in this book? I don't know. This book is a waste of time. It's not good. It's literally a 1-star read. Not good. Next book is a TikTok famous book that I bought in England because of the cover, and it is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. Now, this premise, again, is just so interesting. It's about Julie and Sam, and they are high school sweethearts, and Sam dies. Like, he's gone dead, and Julie's obviously really sad about it, and one day she picks up the phone and calls him and he answers, and it's about her coming to terms with losing him and grief. It's also about him coming to terms with the fact that he died. But the problem with this book to me is that it could have been so much better. Like the writing could have been better, the plot could have been better, like so many better things could have been done with this book that just weren't done, and it just kind of made me angry, and it was just kind of boring a little bit, and the main character kind of irritated me a little bit in the beginning, and I just didn't love this book. It didn't live up to its hype, and that was very disappointing to me. The next book, oh my god, this is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. The second book literally just came out a couple weeks ago. I don't think I'm going to be picking it up. Now, I breezed through this book. Like, it is, how long are you? Like 400 pages. I went through it like that. I finished it and I was like, oh my god, whoa. But then I took some time to reflect on what I had just read, and it was literally smut. It's a fantasy book, but it's just smut with a little bit of fantasy sprinkled in. Nothing really interesting happens. Like, it's literally, I'm telling you, it's literally just smut. So if you love smut with a little bit of fantasy, then maybe, but I feel like I got scammed. Like, when I read the back of this book, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be such a cool little fantasy book, and it just didn't. It was no Throne of Glass. So yeah, didn't love that book. I can see how some people would love it, but it just wasn't for me. The next book, I hope I don't piss people off, but it is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I bought this for a book club, and it was just so mid. It was just so boring. It's about Nora, who basically hates her life, and she gets into this type of simulation thing where she gets to relive her life a million times and see all the possibilities to it, and just see like all the things she could do with her life, basically, is the moral of the story. But it was just kind of mid, and after like the second life it just got so repetitive, and I didn't love that about this book, so that's why this is on this list. I just feel like it could have been done better, and there's just so many good books out there. going to waste your time on this, and that's what this felt like. It felt like a waste of time. Okay, next are the books that I don't have physical copies of. I have 2 Coho books that I must talk about. The first one is Ugly Love. Now, I breached for this book so fast, and then when I actually had time to reflect on what I just read, I was like, oh my god, this is just trash. So the main couple in this book, Tate and Miles, are horrible. Like, Miles treats Tate like shit, like absolute gutter. Treats her horribly, so I don't know why they're everybody's dream couple. A dual POV, so we get to see like Miles growing up. He falls in love, like his first love was his stepsister. What? It's just so wrong, and just everything about that book is just so messed up. So no, it is entertaining, I'll give you that. It's just not a good book, you know what I mean? The next one is actually a bad book. Layla by Colleen Hoover. It intrigued me because of the supernatural elements, but it was just so bad. Like, it was just so bad. I don't even feel like describing the plot of it because it was just so bad. There is a TV show on Netflix, I don't remember what it's called, but literally the book, so good. Like, the last 20% was like kind of interesting because that's when everything happened, and it was just actually so out of pocket. It was just crazy, but it was just a bad book. Just don't read it. Don't read it. But Coho books were in my best of 2022 books. So she has some really good books, but she also has some books where I'm just like, why would you ever write that? I don't know. Next, oh my god, this one was bad. I read it like a month and a half ago. It is the Cat and Mouse duet series. So it's Hunting and Haunting Adeline. I don't know if I just don't like dark romance, but this was the only dark romance that I've read, and I really want to read the Mindfuck series in 2023. This is just bad. So the first book, I can't kind of fault it for being messed up because I feel like people read these books because they are messed up. But okay, so the first book was just super messed up and crazy smut, and it was okay. It was okay. But the second book was so bad because there tried to be some sort of plot to it, and that's what made it so bad. It was, oh my god, it was just so long. First of all, it didn't need to be that long. It was so messed up, but these books are supposed to be messed up, but I just didn't like it. I didn't vibe with it. And if you are gonna read this series, just read the first one, don't read the second one. It was trash. Okay, 2 more books. So the first one is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Shocker surprise because her other 2 books were in my best of 2022 video. It was just bad, okay? Like, I didn't like the couple, I didn't like the tropes, and the thing that pissed me off the most about this book was the reason why they ended up not talking for so long, which I'm not gonna tell you because it's a spoiler, but it's stupid and it just ruins everything for me, and that's the reason why I hate the book. I think the conflict was just the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life, so that's why it deserves a spot there. And then the last book on this list I hate with such a passion, and it's also a popular Booktok book, and it's literally so bad. It is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Oh my god, thank god this book was short because I read it in a day and I hated it, and I still hate it. I'm actually so mad that I read this book because of the ending. I literally hate this book. I wanted it to be something that it wasn't, and it just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, and it was just such a disappointment, and I hated this book with a passion. Also, it was just kind of insta love with his friend. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I hated this book with a passion. It doesn't even deserve a single star, so it gets 0 stars. It was just that bad. Okay, so those were all of my worst books of 2022. Don't read these in 2023 if you haven't, or if you were thinking about it, just don't do it. It was awful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.